Welcome to the art room. I'm Mrs. Red. In the video series How To Now You Do, we're going to be looking at the colour wheel today with acrylic paint. So we're taking the three primary colours and making the secondary colours and also the tertiary colours. This is a basic painting skill. However, if you are wanting to paint or learning to paint, it's really good to be able to know how to mix a colour that you want. I hope you enjoy the video and then go and have a go of it yourself. Enjoy. We're using the chrome acryl colours here. When you're doing a colour wheel, it's really important to either use primary red, yellow and blue or cool red, yellow and blue. The warm red, yellow and blue tends to be a richer colour. So the yellow is more a orange yellow to start with, and the red will turn out to be quite a salmony red as well. And the blue, the blue doesn't change too much, but you definitely want to try and do this with the primary or the cool red, yellow and blue. So here I am just putting the three primary colours in. You can almost create absolutely any other colour using these three primaries. Now that the three primaries are down, I'm mixing the first secondary colour. So the secondary colours are what two primary colours make. And then the tertiary colours, which I will do as we go along here, is taking one primary and one secondary that sits beside it in the colour wheel, and it will create that third colour. So for this example, I'm not sure which way I go here. I think I use the orange that I've created there and then put yellow into it. Yeah. So now this will be the tertiary colour that I'm creating. Now, one thing that I'm doing here is adding the exact same amount of paint. So you can see that the red is really dominating when you're mixing the same amount of red and yellow. It really doesn't look a lot different from just the plain red itself. If you were wanting to create an orange, a real obvious orange, a bit like the tertiary colour I've created here, you're going to be adding just probably twice the amount of yellow as per red. But for the purpose of this exercise, I'm keeping it very even. And you'll see that the darker colours, being the red and the blue, particularly the blue, really dominate with the colour wheel. You can't see too much of a difference between the red through to the tertiary orange, but you can see a huge difference between the tertiary orange and the yellow. It's a really obvious difference in colours there. So the same is going to happen here with the red and the blue, mixing those two colours together. It really is going to be quite a dark purple that mixes. So if you're after that lighter purple, you definitely want to be holding off on that blue and adding more red to it. If we go back to the late 1800s when the impressionist painters were painting, this is a time that there wasn't the choice of colours that you could buy online or in a art store. That they didn't have that choice back then. So mixing all these other colours was really important for them to learn to be able to create new colours from, because they only had very limited colours to use. And the other interesting thing about the impressionist painters like Matisse and Van Gogh is that they actually didn't use black paint. So you can see these colours here are very dark. You imagine mixing that red with the blue, and then even possibly a bit of dark green, which we haven't made yet because that is a secondary colour, you're going to end up with a very, very dark brown. And if you have a look at any of their artworks, you can see that they actually don't use black paint at all. They've used very dark browns, dark blues and dark greens to create all those dark areas in their paintings. Really interesting to when you know that and actually look at their artworks, and just think how limited they were to all kinds of things, the brushes they used, even just buying the paints would have been just not as accessible as it definitely is to us today. Like, we don't even have to leave home to shop anymore. Alright, so we're now on to the last part of the colour wheel, which is mixing this secondary colour. This one I think definitely is the better of when you're mixing 50% of each colour. You're getting a really nice green there from this. Whereas mixing that purple from the blue and the red is very dark and very dominating, and so is the tertiary colour of the red and the purple. It's still, you can see there's a huge difference between the primary red and the tertiary purple. Yeah, definitely the yellow and the blue are when you're adding 50% is definitely the nicer of the colours that have been created. Now, if I was to mix the three primary colours together, being the red, the blue and the yellow, you're going to end up with quite a dark brown. And it's quite an ashy brown too. And then obviously if you mix any of your complementary colours, which are the ones that sit at the opposite side of the wheel, so red and green, you're going to end up with a brown as well, because they don't like each other. I don't know why they're called complementary. They should be called clashing colours. Purple and yellow, they will clash, they don't like each other, and they will create a brown. Anyway, so there we go. There's the colour wheel of the primary, secondary and tertiary colours. I'd love you to go away now and give this a go yourself. Bear in mind that try and use 50% and see the colour variations that you get of each colour. And I'd love you to post it in the Mrs. Red's Facebook page, or send me an email, or even just jump on the website and contact me that way. The details will be coming up at the end of this video. Enjoy. How did you go? Did you enjoy that? I'd love you to go and make your own colour wheel now, and then post it in the Facebook page, Mrs. Red's Facebook page, or send me an email even. Also take a look at the website, which will appear right here now. On the website you can enrol in the monthly online art classes, which are open for ages 6 to 106. So I'm pretty sure I'm covering a lot of people there. It's a monthly art project. We check in at 2 weeks in with a live Zoom call to see your progress, and then again at the end of the month to see your project completed. I also sell a lot of art supplies and have the blog post as well, which this will eventually appear on the blog post as well. So enjoy having a look around the website. I would love to see you in one of the monthly online art classes. And until the next video of How To Now You Do, I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.